Honestly, because what is this?
All right. As an expat, as someone who lived in China, I want to give a little bit of context to this video. You may be thinking like, oh my God, why are those people standing around like that? They're not monkeys. Why are they acting like they're animals in the zoo? Because low-key, I was the same way. Like, when you're an expat in China, people are going to stare at you, especially if you're black. If you have like natural hair, like, natural, kinky curly hair. If you're tall, if you're blonde, or what was the other thing? I think there's mostly those 4 things. Also, I want to say, most of the time, a lot of like, when you're in China and you're an expat, especially a black expat, just living your life, doing something, enjoying a sunny day, Chinese people are generally just curious about you. Especially if they're from, so like if you're when I was in China, which is between 2014 and 2021, Shanghai, and I lived in Shanghai. Shanghai is a little bit more different. It's more international, so you wouldn't get that a lot, but you would still get it from someone, for example, that came from like a 2nd or 3rd tier city that has never ever seen a black person before. Yes, there are black people that live, that they watch the NBA and they've seen black people and all, like on TV or on the internet, but it's a different experience when you get to see a black person or someone you've never seen before in real life. And to you, you're like, I'm just a regular person. I'm not like a novelty. But to them, to certain Chinese people that have never been in the presence of a black person before, it's novel to them. It's like comparable to like if you go to Indonesia, and I forget the name. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick. The women with the long necks, the Kayan people. Like, to you, if you went to Indonesia and saw them, you'd be like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Da, da, da. But to them, it's novelty. Like, they see each other every day. So, generally, I think that in those cases, it's like you being a different person. And also, like, sometimes Chinese people are just curious on what you're doing. Like, it looked like those girls were like painting or just having a picnic, and they're like, yo, what's up? How's it going? And it's like kind of this crowd thing. So one person might have went over and then some other people followed. And again, because of this inquisitiveness, they'll ask you questions. And if you don't speak a language, which is why I always emphasize, if you're going to live in a place as an expat, learn the basic language, get to know the people. So then you build a connection. Just because, like, when we had situations like that, like, I remember I used to do Zumba in the park, and people would come, like, not during the class, but, like, after, like, some Chinese people would come up to me and be like, oh, 这是跳舞场吗? 广舞场. Yeah, 广舞场, which is, like, square dancing.